welcome to the first episode of Sailor and the Sex Worker.
It's like the first 17th episode.
First 17th episode,
the 17th first episode. We've tried to do this a bunch and it just has not been in the cards for us.
Dude, it never pans out correctly.
And that's not to say, like, I never looked at that as a sign of not doing it. I just was like, fuck, it's not the time yet.
No, it wasn't.
For any of the listeners out here, let's introduce ourselves. I am Whitney Blues. You may know me from the Truth or Bear podcast, which is no longer, and this is our new podcast because I wanted to do something in person. So this is my new co-host.
How y'all doing? I'm Jack motherfucking Dean.
He is. Motherfucking is the official middle name.
The middle name, just MF. Jack MF Dean. But yeah. Fucking love doing this shit with you. It's been such an adventure so far.
It's funny because we've been doing it and have nothing to show for it. So.
I know, right? We have nothing to show for it, but now we do. We're going to grind at this.
I think so. We tried to start this while I was traveling, but I got hacked and then just like multiple things. But we're going to do it in person now that I am back. So as an intro episode for anyone who wasn't listening to the former podcast and is new, I'm a sex worker. My name is Whitney Blues. I started doing OnlyFans during COVID.
Really?
Just kind of, you know what it was? I had a little bit of success on TikTok with a rock painting thing I was doing. I was like doing this art project where I was painting rocks and I was hiding them around town and I was making videos about it and posting them on TikTok. And I got like 4 million people watching me paint these fucking rocks.
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah. And so I was like, holy shit. How do I get those 4 million people to give me $1?
Yeah.
And so I deleted my rock painting stuff because I was like, fuck this, who cares? And I started my hoe stuff immediately after. I was like, okay, pull your tits out a little bit. And that's all you got to do.
Was it like really uncomfortable at first when you first started it? Or were you just like...
No, I kind of really, in the beginning, this is like, I mean, I'm talking 2020, like mid-pandemic. Yeah, we're like locked in our houses. I have nothing to do. So I basically at that time was using TikTok where I was just like doing the lip syncs.
Yeah.
Like I was taking the audios and I was just lip syncing over them in like cute little outfits and being like, look how hot I am. And then I would put a link to my OnlyFans like on the video. And I did that for a while and I had like somewhere around 400,000 followers. And then TikTok kind of like caught wind of all the hoes and they started deleting accounts that were advertising OnlyFans and they started flagging shit like that. So
why would they do that though? Like,
because
it's probably sort of like for the teenage app, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's an app for children.
Yeah.
Let's be real. It's an app for kids. And so that account got deleted, but I still have my Instagram. So I was just kind of like moving through these ranks of like, at this point, I'm on my 11th TikTok.
Wow.
Yeah, and I no longer even remotely do thirst traps. Everything I do is like, today for work, and I'll do a behind the scenes video of maybe the movie like I'm making for someone. Because now my work is like that I make custom videos. I used to, in the beginning though, I was basically, the way it all started, I was like, I'd go on Tinder, get myself a date, and I'd be like, my intention
you would just tell them straight up.
Is that we have chemistry and that we're going to fuck and you're going to come to my house and we're going to fuck and you're going to film it POV and I'm going to sell it on my OnlyFans today. And they'd be like, okay. And so we'd meet for one drink and I took every single one of these men to the same bar. And all the bartenders like knew what I was up to, which was kind of funny for me because they were like using my fake name. They called me Whitney and stuff on purpose. Like they were really good about it. And so in the beginning, that's what I was doing. I was like fucking dudes, filming it and then selling it on OnlyFans, like turn around like that same day.
How did you get like your subscribers though? Did you just post on Instagram?
By using Instagram and TikTok. Yeah. And then like I would go live on TikTok and talk about these dates and be like,
this experiences.
This is what I was doing today. Like, or I'm getting ready for the date. Be like, I'm going out. This is what's happening. And so my following base was like, this bitch is up to some crazy shit. So that was like what I used to do. And then I stopped doing that. My stupid brother died. And I was like, I don't really feel like fucking people for money anymore. Like,
sorry to hear that.
No, I mean, it is what it is. Like, it just kind of changed changed the way I felt about it. Like, I was just like not as into it. So then that's when I started doing the fetish work. Like not immediately after.
Not
like,
immediately, but like now you're into the fetish
I
scene.
took like a year kind of basically like I like sold my Range Rover and lived on my Range Rover money for a year and just lived in Costa Rica and fucked off because I was like, I'm upset my brother died. And that was fine. I dated a 19-year-old for a while. It was really interesting. And then I came back to the States and was like, all right, bitch, just time to make some more money. And that's when I got into fetish work pretty much. But like I've been doing the like very custom, random, like I'll crush bugs for people or like, you know, pretend to step on them or whatever their shit that they want. But like, I don't fuck dudes on camera anymore.
No.
Not usually.
What do you mean step on them?
Like I pretend that the camera is like a tiny person and I step on it and I'm cruel to it or whatever.
And dudes are into that shit?
It's whatever they ask for.
Are you fucking serious?
You know this. But yes.
Oh my God.
Of course, dude, they want to be, they're called tinies. And they want to be little tiny, like ant-sized men who are abused by me.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Dude, this is such a strange world, dude. Have you ever sold any of your stuff online too? Like, have they asked for like underwear and socks or like bath water?
Yeah. I sell my urine and like.
Wait, what?
Like,
you did what?
Cups of piss.
You sold cups of piss?
Sure did.
Holy shit.
I baked my piss into a loaf of bread before.
What the fuck?
And
did they pay for this?
Yeah, they paid a lot of.
Did they ask you to do this?
Yeah. This particular character likes my DNA. Like he texts me like DNA, please. And I've made him a few different batches of things. Sometimes I'll just like take a dildo and use it to get a lot of saliva going. Like, of course, I'm filming everything that I'm doing. So like, I'll do that. And instead of putting water in the cookies that I'm making, I'll like fill a jar with spit and then use that. But I'll send him a video of the whole thing and be like, here you go. Here's your cookies that are made of my spit.
How much would it cost for Winnie Blue's spit cookies?
Cookies, like 200, basically.
And these dudes are willing to pay?
Yeah.
Fucking A.
I don't make a lot of cookies. I've probably made like 8 batches of cookies and well, maybe more. I've made some breads and some muffins and some things.
I don't know, just mind blowing to me that people would pay for this kind of stuff.
People will pay for kind of anything. I mean, there's that one girl who sold her farts, right? And I wish I was gassier because like that would be great. I have sold burp videos, but not the actual burps themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fucking.
Like someone was like, oh, I want a video of you burping.
How would you even trap a burp? Like, what the fuck?
Into a bag, I guess. There's a girl on TikTok who does this.
What?
This is what got me the idea. I made a little, they call it a stitch, which is where you use the beginning part of someone else's video and then you put your own at the end. And I was like, she's like, here's where I pretend to love burping for money. And then I was like, you know, and I was like, I could do that. And then I got some business from that one video.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me. Like that. By selling your burps and farts, you're able to just make a living right now. And do you enjoy it now? Like, are you like more comfortable? Like instead of like going to the workforce, like
I go back and forth on it. Like sometimes I'm really in the mood to make custom videos for people and I'm feeling really creative. And lately I've just been like, I don't feel like doing it, but there's always something around the corner. And like, there's always like, for instance, so right now I haven't really been like, because I also do phone sex, like one-on-one video calls with people, which I never meet anyone in person, but like I'll pretty much do whatever the fuck you want on camera. And so lately I've been kind of ignoring a lot of my guys that are texting me and they're like, hey, you available? Are you available? And I'm like, just not in the mood for bullshit.
Yeah.
And that's fine because like I have all these custom videos that are pre-made on my website. And so those are selling. So I'm just like, I just sit back and collect off my snail crush videos.
What? Did you say snails? You're crushing snails?
I did crush snails.
Oh my God.
It was when I was in Thailand. They were everywhere. Like the reason, okay, so first of all, in my defense,
you fucking snail killer.
I know I'm such a piece of shit. No,
yeah,
it's
what the
bad.
Fuck?
So a man had asked me if I would do a snail video and I was like, no. Sorry, I draw the line. Like crickets, I don't mind. The mealworms, I don't mind because I buy them at the store and they're bait.
Yeah,
like they're food
for
other animals. So I was like, whatever, I don't give a fuck. I'll kill some crickets. And like I put them in the freezer for a second, so they're kind of like half dead anyways. You know, when I'm doing it. Sorry, guys. And so this guy's asking about snails, and I was like, no. And I was like, honestly, I haven't seen any snails here where I live in Southern California in a long time. And so anyway, I moved to fucking Thailand, and like I moved into this place, and I was on the phone and stepped out, and it was like crunch, and I took another step, and it was like crunch, and I was like, oh my gosh, there are fucking snails everywhere.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, there's a bunch. So I texted that guy and was like, hey, where I'm at now, there's snails. And I was like, if you give me $600,
6 what?
I will step on 3 snails for you.
And he did it
Yeah.
for 600 fucking bucks.
Yeah.
What?
And then he was like, you can use the videos for your website. So I used I only made 2 videos and then put them on my website as well. So I'm reselling them for like $50 a pop as well on the website.
That's just fucking crazy.
I know. And I feel like I'm going to go to hell though. If there is a hell. I don't think there's a hell.
I don't think there's a hell either, but
Yeah.
that's just another discussion.
Well, if there is one, I'm driving the bus.
Yeah, I'll join you there.
Yeah.
I'll be the passenger in the back row.
Oh God, you're a backseat sitter. I am too. I was.
Yeah, I love the back seat sitter. I love the back door.
Yeah, I had the very last seat on the bus. I was like that cool.
Yeah.
In high school until I was permanently kicked off the bus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And $600 from snail videos. That just blows my fucking mind.
Yeah. So that now we know what I do for a living. What do you do for a living?
Well,
Jack?
shit. Here's my fucking story.
Let's hear it.
Are you ready?
No,
Okay.
but yes.
Well, when I was 18 years old, I just got off probation from the court system. and
Ooh,
everything.
what were you in for?
Fuck. MIPs, which is minor in possession of alcohol.
Okay.
Yeah,
got
minor
it.
in possession of tobacco. One time I got in trouble for a curfew violation by a bicycle cop.
Okay.
My dad was pretty pissed about that one. But yeah, I
Yeah.
was a trouble kid growing up, you know.
Okay.
I was having a lot of fun. I had good parents though. And I think finally, like when I was 18 years old, all my friends are going to college and shit. And I had nothing to do. And I was just smoking weed all the time, getting drunk. So I went into a recruiting office and joined the Navy. Just walked in there and was like, hey, I want to join the Navy. Didn't tell anybody, didn't tell my parents, didn't tell nobody. I just walked in there, said, I want to join, started the whole process. My parents called me one day, or they're like, hey, you want to come home for dinner? And I was like, yeah, sure. I got something to tell you guys.
Oh.
So I went in there and I was like, hey, you know, this is 2010 too. They're like,
Did your mom cry?
this was like, yeah, the height of the war, kind of, you know what I'm saying? So my mom was like, she's like, what are you going to tell us? I was like, hey, I'm leaving in January. And they're like, where are you going? I was like, I joined the service. I'm going in the Navy.
Oh man.
My mom was like, are you sure? My dad was like, fuck yeah.
Okay.
Like, I think that was like the first time he like really looked at me. He was like, I am so proud of you.
I mean, it's one of those moves like it's admirable.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you're heading in the wrong direction. You got a couple choices, and that's a solid choice. My brother that was in the military, like my mom went to visit him in jail and was like, when you get out of here, you got 2 motherfucking choices, and
Yeah.
it's fuck up the rest of your life or join the military. And that's what she said to him, and he joined.
Yeah. I mean, to me, it was the best decision I've ever made in my entire life because I wouldn't be who I am today without the service.
Mhm.
I mean, I did 14 years, but yeah,
You're still in.
I'm still in right now. This is my last year. I'm getting out. Just the Navy's changed a lot. It's like a toxic environment. And I don't want to be with it anymore. So it just changed a lot. And I did 8 deployments.
Holy fuck.
Yeah.
Where was your favorite deployment?
None of them. They all sucked.
You didn't like.
But my favorite spots to go to, like my favorite port was like Japan.
Okay.
Not Japan. I'm sorry. Thailand.
Thailand.
Like that's like every sailor's fucking dream is to go to Thailand.
Right.
Everyone loves that fucking place.
Hookers.
Oh, dude. It's like fucking Vegas on steroids.
Yeah, it is. No, it really, I was just there.
Yeah.
I just did Patong Beach and was like, holy balls. And I said, I was making a TikTok about I was like, let's go to Patong Beach together. And then I was like, has that same dirty feeling that you get when you're in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Only it's worse.
It's way worse. So yeah, I mean, I did a couple deployments with over there. Shit. I went to Australia. That place was fucking dope. I think my first one I did 7 months and then I came back and then did a 10-month deployment. Then I came back, moved to Japan and did 4 more deployments out there.
Wow.
Yeah. And Japan was pretty fucking wild. Like those deployments were easy.
Do you speak any Japanese?
Konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa.
Domo arigatou gozaimasu. I mean, just like thank you or welcome. But no, I did not speak any Japanese. I was 22 years old being a fuckboy and having the time of my life.
That's like my favorite kind of fuckboy.
I know. It was
22-year-old sailor
Dude.
fuckboy. Not that Jack is 22 right now or gonna fuck me. Or me fuck you. We've made it.
we have clearly made this made, all right? We're not.
We're not gonna hook up.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely fucking not.
No.
But anyways, Yeah, I mean, I just had a really great time over there. I found a girl. I had my first love over there for like a year and a half.
Oh, was she Japanese?
No, she ended up being American. I used to work
Oh,
with her.
my goodness.
Yeah, she ended up just fucking like half the boat. And,
Oh.
yeah. So
Did she break your heart?
a little bit. I was like a little bit upset, but then I was like, fuck it. So I knew like before I left because I had like 6 more months left, and I knew she was cheating on me.
Okay.
So I just kind of like went out and did my own thing, but still had her on the side.
Interesting.
Yeah, I knew what was going on, and she would just always lied about it. I'm like, dude, just can you tell me the fucking truth, please?
What a bitch.
Yeah, I know. She did. She told me the truth. I
have a rule, and it's different because I'm not on I'm never on deployments when I'm traveling. I'm just traveling, but I don't date or fuck Americans.
That's a good. Yeah. Fuck yeah. That's awesome. I mean, I had a lot of Japanese women. I probably got some kids out there.
Wow.
I guaranteed I got some kids out there. I was a freak.
Did they have any way of contacting you? No.
Fuck no. I used a fake name.
What was your fake name?
Leo Love.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I called myself.
Interesting.
Yep, Leo Love.
Mine was what was mine? Jennifer something. I forget. I used to have I bought like a used monogram sweater that I used to always use a fake. It's been so long since I had to use a fake name because my name is fake. My name is not Whitney. So
yeah,
I have multiple fake names.
Multiple fake names. Well, I only use that one. And that was the go-to because they'd be like, oh, and I'd be like, my name's Leo Love. But sometimes the Japanese girls, when they smile though, like that was the problem because their fucking teeth are all fucked up.
Wow.
Like a lot of Japanese women's teeth are fucking gnarly looking.
Interesting.
Like a razor, like I'm talking crooked.
Kind of surprising to me.
Why is that surprising?
I don't know, because they're so civilized. You'd think they would get, and like there's so much, I feel like they would fix the teeth. They don't fix their teeth over there?
No, they find it like some Japanese women find it like sexy. I'm
crooked teeth.
Crooked. I'm talking like snaggle tooth coming out of the fucking like back. I was talking to this one pretty girl, right? And she wasn't smiling, and she smiled. And I was like, what the fuck is that? Like her front tooth was like over this tooth. This tooth was over that tooth, and I was like, oh hell no.
How do you keep something like that clean? Is my
I don't know.
Like a lot of floss. I mean, my teeth are straight, and I have to floss quite a bit.
I used to have headgear.
I didn't have to have headgear. Did people call you metal mouth and stupid names
I brought it to school once, and my dad was like, dude, mom, he was like telling my mom, like, don't let him wear that. And he was like, no, he's wearing it. Or my mom was like, he wants to wear it. And so I wore it to school, and someone like drew a picture of me with the metal mouth.
That's funny.
And then, I got beat up. So, but yeah, we stopped that after that day.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't have to have headgear.
Yeah, headgear, braces, retainer, all that fucking stupid shit.
I had retainers. I still wear my retainers.
Why?
Because there's more to the story, of course. When I was 13 and I had braces, I was a pretty stupid little bitch, to be quite honest. I was a shitty teenager, and I went to Thanksgiving with my family, and I had the clear braces, so they like didn't stick very well to my teeth, and they broke on my turkey leg. I'll never forget this. These 3 motherfuckers on the front teeth broke, and they were stabbing into my lip. And I was like, absolutely no way in hell that I'm missing Thanksgiving meal for this. Like, no. And we're my grandparents. So I went into the basement, went to my grandfather's toolbox, got a thing of pliers, went upstairs in the bathroom, shut the door, and pulled off every one of my braces with pliers while my mom like pounded on the door.
Oh my God.
She was like, I got a second job so you could have braces, which is true. And like I was the only one in the family that got them. My brothers both they left their teeth as is. And so I felt really guilty. So years later, many years later, I was in my 20s. My brother killed himself. And then I felt everything that I had ever done bad to my parents kind of like came back to haunt me at that time. Like I was like, oh my God, I realized that like everything I've ever done. And the braces was the big one. And my teeth, obviously, because I took them off when I was 13 and never fucking wore the retainers, my teeth were crooked again. So I got braces again.
At 20?
28, I got them.
Wow.
And I paid for it myself. I donated my eggs to a couple, got $15,000, and spent $11,000 cash on getting braces again.
Wait a minute. You donated what?
I'd sold my babies to like a couple who couldn't have children.
Yeah.
I gave them my eggs. I like did a whole egg donation for this, and then used the money to straighten my teeth.
Nice.
So I only have been out of my braces a second time for like, it's been actually 12 years at this point, but I wear my retainers to bed still.
Yeah.
Like at least 5 days a week.
Fuck that.
Yeah, I know. I kind of like them because I feel like I'm a grinder maybe now. And so with like, if I don't wear them to bed, I feel like I grind my teeth.
Oh, and I don't think I do at all. I really
don't know. I think I do.
Yeah. You just think.
I tend to like clench, maybe not so much a grind, but a clench. There's a clench going.
There's a good clench going.
Yes, and if at least I have these two plasticky things, because they're like these clear plastic, you wouldn't, it's like Invisalign looking shit. So that was my double braces story. I wouldn't suggest taking your braces off with pliers.
No, I don't.
It was painful.
Think I would ever want to do that. I don't know why you would do that.
The orthodontist said to my mother in front of me, like didn't even try to hide it, which I totally understand. He said I was the worst patient he ever had and don't ever come back, basically.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
If I was your mother, I'd be so pissed at you.
She was really embarrassed.
Oh my God.
She was really, really upset with me when I did that.
Yeah.
And rightfully so. Like, I get it.
Well, I think they need orthodontists in Japan because fuck, it was just bad.
I'm still surprised by that.
Yeah, it was crazy. But I mean, I love Japan. Japan's an awesome culture. It was an awesome country. Lived there for 2.5 years and then moved back to the States in 2015.
When you came back, because the longest I've ever been out of this country was like 5 months at a time.
Yeah.
And I spent a month in Mexico and then 4 months in Costa Rica. And when I came back to the States, I was kind of culture shocked by it. To be honest, did you feel that way after living in Japan?
Oh, totally. I was there for 2.5 years.
Yeah.
Like, I only saw my parents once out of that whole time. And when I came back, I remember going through Denver airport and just like, there's just so many fucking fat people.
Yeah, we're a fat country.
I know. And I was just like looking around. I was like, oh my God. Because like in Japan, you don't really see that except for like the sumo wrestlers, but everyone was just overweight. And it was a really big shock, especially also driving because they drive on the opposite side of the road too.
Right. And you get used to that really quick.
Yeah. And everything is opposite. So like when I go turn on the blinkers, right? That was the windshield, but it was fucking weird. So like I would sit at stop signs and be like thinking like which one is the right side of the road? Like fuck.
Yeah. I don't love driving on the opposite side. It's kind of
it was crazy too. The food here also, like I don't know, Japan food is just it's so much better.
Right. Did it make you kind of sick when you got back?
It did, like because I would eat at 7-Elevens out there. You know what I'm saying? All the fucking time.
I don't really want to talk about 7-Eleven right now.
Okay.
7-Eleven did me dirty in Thailand.
Oh, really?
7-Elevens
are all over Thailand.
I know. And we talked about this a little bit in one of our failed attempts at a podcast. I was, I've been to Thailand 4 times and I just came back from like a 6-week trip there. I went to a few other places as well on my trip, but I stayed in Thailand for 6 weeks. And basically you're under or at least I was under the understanding from all my previous trips, like that 7-Eleven is like a safe place to eat.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason on this trip, 7-Eleven fucked me up on 2 occasions.
Oh man.
Yeah. And I got really sick.
What did you get?
Like diarrhea and vomiting.
Oh shit.
At the same time.
That's the double-headed dragon.
Yeah. I got the double dragon and just, I went to the doctor today actually, because I've been back now for 2 weeks and I still don't feel well. Like I haven't been able to get my like energy back or anything. And I'm like, do I have a fucking parasite like kicking around in here? What's going on? Like, I just haven't been well since I returned, but I'm getting there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a adjustment. You were gone for like what, 2 months?
Yeah, a little over.
Yeah. I mean, it's just an adjustment. And then like once you get used to it, it's just all right. Back
once
in
I
America.
get used to all the shitty crap that we pump into ourselves here.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a real thing though. And like so this time last year, I went to Europe for my birthday for like 5 weeks and I would drink wine during the day there and be fine. But if I had a glass of wine during the day here, I would feel awful and have a headache because like we pump our wine full of like sulfates and all this stuff. Yeah.
It's fucking horrible.
It's different. It's just.
It really is different.
It is. And I don't want to be like, fuck America, but I mean, I don't know. I don't want to be here. If I didn't have all of this, we're sitting in my garage right now, but it's like I have a whole setup that I feel like kind of tied down to in a way, like because it's so fucking cheap.
Mm-hmm.
And my parents are here and I've lived here for 18 years in this spot in California. And I'm just like, fuck. People will be like, you're crazy if you move. And I'm like, I know. Did you get bit by a dog?
No, I cut myself last night.
It looks like a dog bite.
Yeah, I got a little fucked up and
not on purpose.
It was an accident.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a complete accident. Don't worry.
I was gonna say I have a promo code for BetterHelp.
Trust me, they already pumped me enough fucking psychiatry pills and psychology. Like I'm fine.
I think I mentioned in our last meetup that I was told by my psychiatrist that I'm good to go and I don't need therapy anymore.
That's crazy to me.
It was kind of crazy to me, to be honest.
Yeah.
Three sessions in, and he was like, "It seems to me like you've got it all taken care of, and you don't need this." And I was like, "What, sir? Are you serious?"
Yeah. Like, what the fuck?
It was interesting, but everything. I mean, I don't know. I think it was because like I wasn't having a full breakdown at that moment.
Yeah.
And I felt really great. I had also it was right before I saw you, I think, that day, right?
Yeah. No. We came over to test everything out.
I ate a bunch of mushrooms.
Oh yeah.
So I was like really happy. and I'm doing this fucking therapy, and the guy is, and it's a video session, so I'm like grinning at this man. And I was like, I should have canceled because I don't actually feel like I need therapy today. Like, I feel great. And he was just like, we went through everything. He's just like, yeah, I don't think you need therapy.
Yeah. It's actually been a year since I came back from my last deployment.
Really?
I think this is the day I came back.
Today?
I think today is
August 6th?
August 7th.
I don't know what date it is. It's the 7th already? Fuck.
Yeah. This was the day I came back. Yeah.
My neighbors came over this morning and started singing happy birthday to me. And I was like, are you talking to me? My birthday's not till Sunday.
Nice.
Yeah. But so welcome and happy anniversary.
Oh, fuck that deployment. That shit sucked. That's what after I did that one, I was like, all right, I'm done with the Navy. Like, I'm fucking done.
Okay.
It was just too much. And I was like, this is getting stupid.
And let's talk about your divorce.
Oh, what about it?
How long were you married?
Fuck, dude.
So Jack's going through a divorce right now. Sorry, I'm not laughing at you.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, we were married for 5 years.
And was it because you were in the Navy? Did you like rush a wedding because of that?
No, it's because she was from Spain, right?
Oh.
So I met her at an apartment that we used to live together, and like I helped her move her couch, and like, you know, we hit it off. Because she's a really pretty girl. Like, don't get me wrong, she's really, really attractive. Way out of my fucking league. So I don't know how I fucking nailed that. But yeah,
I've seen pictures.
Yeah, she's a very cute girl, very nice. You know what I'm saying? But like, we were married for 5 fucking years. I wasn't really happy anymore. You know, and when I came back from that deployment, I wasn't the same. And like, I started going through the therapy sessions and all this other shit that I had to go through. And eventually I was like, you know what? I've never been by myself ever. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
Like,
well, no, because I have been.
Yeah. See, you've always been by yourself. I've never had, like, always had someone tell me what to fucking do. You know, it was like the Navy, and then I go home and it was another work again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like fucking do this. And then like, I like to go out and party.
You do.
I like to party. I love meeting new people. I fucking love having conversations with other people. And like, she got to the point where she's like, I don't really want to do this anymore. Like, I don't want to go out anymore. I want to go do other shit.
She wanted to like settle on down.
Yeah. And I'm like, well, then let's get out of here. Let's go move. Like, let's go buy a house or something. She was like, no, we're not leaving where we're at.
Okay.
And I was like, well, if I stay here, like, I'm going to go out.
Right. This is the town.
This is the fucking town to do it. And so it got to the point where I was like, I wasn't happy anymore. I just wasn't happy. And like, if I'm not happy, how am I going to make you happy? So we got into a big fight one day, and she was like, you know what? I really wish you were just on the boat. I wish you were still on deployment. And then after that light switch in your head just fucking clicked. And I was like, all right, fucking bye. And so I left.
Wow.
Yeah. Fuck. Yeah.
That's really interesting.
And then I just been kind of single and dating around, which is fucking weird.
I mean, it's been like weeks, like a couple of months.
Yeah. So she broke up with me like on my birthday, like a day before my birthday.
That is true, actually.
Yeah. It was like April 24th.
You came here.
Yeah. I did come here.
That day.
Yeah.
Yes. Sorry.
Yeah. Wow.
And I gave you a cake and then told you couldn't keep it.
Yeah.
Somebody had paid me.
She literally brings me out cake. She's like, happy birthday. And I was like, oh, dude, thank you so much. Win. Thank you so much. She goes, okay, can I have it back now? I'm like,
well, because someone paid me to sit on it. And I was like, I just happened to pick up the happy birthday one because I knew you were coming by. And our mutual friend texted me and was like, it's his birthday. And I was like, okay, I'm going to show him a cake, but not give it to him.
Yeah, just show it to me. And now I'm going to go sit on it, dude, and get my vagina juice all over it for money.
I did. But hey, if it makes you feel any better, it gave me a little bit of like a infection. So
the cake did?
Yeah, I got like a UTI kind of.
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah, you really probably shouldn't sit on cakes.
Yeah, I don't think cakes are meant to go up your vagina.
They're not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of like a weird thing to put up
Turns out.
Don't put cakes up in there.
I've done it a couple of times, but that was the least successful time.
You didn't like douche anything? Like, do you douche after you do shit like that?
No, douche. Okay, first of all, I'm not like putting it inside like my vaginal canal.
Well, I mean,
sitting on it. It's honestly, it was a UTI is in your urethra, anyways.
Yeah.
It's not like a yeast infection would be the canal. I kept the cake out of there, but I got it in my urethra, and apparently I didn't get it all out. So I had a UTI after that. Super cool.
Oh, that's fucking awesome.
It's really fun. They feel great. It burns when you pee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had chlamydia.
No, it's not a UTI. That's not the same.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, that's what happens when you have chlamydia. You burn when you pee.
For you guys.
Oh, fuck.
For
yeah.
us, nothing really happens.
Yeah, I know. That's the dangerous part.
I know. So actually, that's not entirely true, because what can happen is if you've had it for a while, a symptom. We're sharing that now because the other one died. The symptom can be that you will bleed. So I was I was in Hawaii. Okay, this is actually kind of a funny story. I fucked this guy. I met this guy who was like, he came into the bar I worked at and was like talking about how he was in Playgirl. And I was like, oh yeah. And he, of course, like pulls up on his phone, like the Playgirl spread. And I was like, okay, holy fuck, yeah. Like his face was a fucking 7, but his body and his dick were like a 12.
A 12?
Yeah.
Is that even possible?
Yes.
Was it circumcised?
It was circumcised.
Okay, cool. Pretty dick.
Okay, we're going to talk about circumcision like for an entire episode. Jack hates people uncircumcised. Anyway, which is weird to me. Is this grape soda?
Yeah, we like it.
Tastes, cherry cola.
Cherry cola.
I'm smoking a vape like an asshole. So anyway, so I fucked this guy. Like I was like, I'm going home with you. And I was telling my friend, he is the only person in my whole life ever to use, it was a white guy. He used black condoms.
Why?
I don't know. He wanted a black dick. So we fucked with black condoms like until we ran out of them. And then we had sex like 3 times without condoms.
Yeah.
Anyway, a couple weeks go by. I don't sleep with anybody. And then I go to Hawaii and I was hooking up with this surfer dude that I met in Hawaii. And I fucking bled all over him. Like it looked like a murder scene.
Ooh, I hate that.
It's chlamydia is what that is. If you fuck a girl and she starts bleeding like crazy and she's not on her period, like that's chlamydia.
No shit.
That is like when it means like according to the internet, because I was like, holy fuck, I don't get a period. Whenever I'm on any kind of birth control, I just don't get one. So it was very unusual for me to be bleeding like crazy. And I looked it up and like it was like the first thing that popped up and I was so embarrassed. And I was like, yeah, well, you should go get tested to this guy. I was like, check it out. You know, I'm going to go. So I went and got tested. They're like, yeah, you definitely have chlamydia. And so I got a pill and I called the surfer guy. I called the male model too and was like, hey, you gave me chlamydia, which he was like, no, I couldn't have. I'm like, okay, whatever. Sure.
Yeah.
Whatever. So I called the surfer guy and I'm like, hey, I'm pretty sure I definitely gave you chlamydia. Like, I got you a pill. And he goes, oh, I went to the clinic and got tested and I don't have it. And I'm like, oh, that was really fast. Like in one day. And he's like, yeah, they do. There's like a fast clinic here.
Yeah.
So I was like, cool. So we end up wait till my whatever they're called antibiotics are done. And then he comes over and we fuck again. And he fucking gave me chlamydia again because he lied. He did not go to the first. I look it up. There is no fucking fast clinic in this part of California. That doesn't exist. You can't get test results in one day for chlamydia testing. That's not a thing in California. And this guy just said this to me for whatever reason. I did give him chlamydia and he motherfucking gave it right back to me. So when I had chlamydia for the first time, I had it twice.
Nice. Holy shit.
And all this took place during an egg donation. So like I was in the process of trying to sell my eggs to this family so I could get some fucking braces, right? And then I popped for chlamydia. So they're like, oh, you're going to have to.
What year was this?
Oh God. Like I was like 28. So it was like 10 years ago. So the egg donation people were like, if you fail a drug test or pop for an STD or whatever, like they treat it essentially the same. Like the only way to move forward is in a non-anonymous style.
Yeah.
And at that point, I had done multiple egg donations anonymously, and now I'm like, oh my God, I have to talk to these people, and I'm super embarrassed because I have to talk to them because I have chlamydia. Anyway, the mom.
Yeah, like how would you bring that up? Like,
well, I mean, I didn't bring it up. They already knew. So like because what happens when you do an egg donation is you have a coordinator. So like there's this person that I talk to who talks to the parents. And like you never talk to the parents. You don't know who they are. You just know a couple is willing to pay, right? And so now, in order for us to move forward, according to some law, we have to get on a Zoom call with each other. And so this is the first time I'm ever meeting these parents. And I was like, hi. And the mom was so cool. She's like, girl, I had chlamydia once. Who gives a fuck? Like, just take your antibiotics and let's move forward. Like, I want your babies and you want our money and like, let's go. And we've actually stayed friends all these years. And like, I've met the kid and like the kid's like 8 now.
Mm-hmm.
And she follows all my bullshit. And like even when I started doing sex work, I talked to her because like when my brothers died, I had to tell them that and be like, hey, by the way, like I sold you babies, and I thought my family was totally normal, and like we're not. Because this fool killed himself, and that one's an alcoholic, and now I'm a sex worker now, so like, just letting you know. And she's always been like, it's fine.
Yeah.
You like, we're not raising a duplicate of you. We're just raising a person who shares your DNA.
Yeah.
It's okay. And I was like, okay.
Is that kind of weird for you?
It makes me feel a little guilty sometimes, because when I started doing my egg donations, my life was really normal.
Mhm.
Like I was like this, like, blonde, blue-eyed artist, which is what they want, right? And I had living normal family. And then my brothers essentially both died of what I consider mental illness.
Yeah.
And so I felt like, oh my God, I scammed these people like by selling them these eggs. And now like I didn't know what to do, and I kind of freaked out. But the few moms I do talk to have been really supportive and like, dude, you're not your brothers. And you can't beat yourself up over this. Like, how would you have known this was going to happen?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
You can't fucking predict the future.
You can't control it.
Yeah, and it's not like my family's like, everyone has cancer or something.
Yeah.
Knock on wood.
Knock on wood.
So yeah, the egg donation, it's really interesting. And it's interesting to think that I have like 14 children in the world, and that some of them are like getting close to legal age at this point.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Are any of them boys?
I don't really know the genders of it. I know of a boy, yes, but he lives in Australia and he's 4, or 5.
All right, perfect.
I know the majority of them are in the LA area. So like, would I fuck an 18-year-old in LA? No.
No, you got to watch out.
Gotta watch out. Because chances of me being attracted to my own kid were pretty high.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
That'd be fucking weird.
Well, have you ever heard about those stories where like, the half siblings or whatever, they meet and they don't know that they're half siblings, and then they fuck, and then they're like, oh my God, we're brother and sister. It's so weird.
That's fucking, no, that's crazy. Like, I don't know what I would do. Like,
well, you'd probably do it one more time and then be like, okay, we're never doing this again.
Yeah. Like, sorry, gotta go. I mean, that's what I would do. I would be like, no, it's all done.
Right.
I mean, but fuck the parents, whoever, like they didn't tell them like, hey, you got a half sister out there, like.
Right.
Jesus.
Yeah. Well, for that sake, I have always, any of the moms that I've come into contact with, I now introduce to each other.
Oh,
like,
nice.
hey, you guys should know that your kids are half siblings.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. And eventually, so there is a database somewhere that these kids can look me up eventually once they become older. So I'm just kind of waiting for the calls to start, and then these kids to be like, oh, you're my real mom. And I'd be like, oh God. Because like, I don't even know what I'm going to say to them. Like, I don't really, it's not that I am proud of myself.
Subscribe to your OF.
Okay, first of all, no. I don't want them subscribing to my OnlyFans, but I do want you to subscribe to it. So it's Whitney_blues, onlyfans.com/Whitney_blues. No, I don't like it's one of those things. Like, I'm like, when I started doing this, or when I started doing it, I'm not doing it anymore, but I was like 22. And the future was bright. Like, I was like, oh, I'm going to be a famous costume designer. I'm going to be whatever I had thought at that time, singer, something. And it's really interesting because my life has taken so many turns since then. And now, like, I make my living by whatever means possible, but like some weird shit, I'm always doing some weird, like, sex work type shit.
Yeah.
And I don't give a fuck. I'm stoked. My parents
stomping
are stoked.
on fucking snails,
whatever,
crickets, putting cakes in your vagina, getting UTIs.
Out, just like sitting on the cake.
Okay,
inside. I'm not like douching myself with a cake.
I don't know. That'd be pretty. I think they'll pay for that. How much would you charge for that?
A lot, because I'd get I guarantee I'd get a yeast infection. So like, if I'm out of commission for a fucking week after, then it's gonna be like way more.
I feel you.
But I'm willing to get a yeast infection for like $1,000.
Oh, there you go. I mean, trade off. $1,000 yeast infection. Fuck it. Who cares?
Yeah, I mean, it's like a couple days.
Yeah, YOLO. You only live once, dude. Just fucking go for it.
Oh my God. So
that's crazy. It just blows my fucking mind.
The kids could be listening to this.
I know they could be and be like, can you imagine? Like, they're like, oh my God, that's my mom.
Well,
not your mom. That's my donor. I would call you like a donor, right?
Biologically, I'm their mother.
Mother, yeah.
Like 100% their mother. Which is the craziest part.
But their eggs came out. They put the eggs inside the other women, right?
Yes, but no. So they've done tests, because I was like, well, because her blood was like pumping the whole pregnancy, like, wouldn't she have some DNA involved? And if you test those kids, they don't come up as a genetic match to that. The mom is considered a surrogate.
Really?
Absolutely. So, like, when people get surrogates, it's like the surrogate isn't in any way genetically involved. She's just a fucking host. They take the mom's egg, the dad's sperm, they fertilize them, and they put them in the surrogate, and the surrogate carries the baby. And then they give it to these people, rich people who don't want to give birth themselves, and old people, whatever. But that it's essentially the same thing, only instead of me being a surrogate, I'm the egg. So like the mom is she's the old person carrying the baby because she's like, I'm too old to have my own eggs.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah. So genetically, no, they're just my kids.
Wow.
Yeah.
But they never came out of your vagina.
Never. Just the eggs did.
Oh.
And you're asleep. Like they put you to sleep and then they go in through your vagina to take out the eggs.
Oh.
And you're like, you wake up and it's over and there's $15,000 or $20,000 in your bank account.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Excuse me. No, I'm not.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I did it like 9 times. I just kept fucking doing it because I was like, I don't know. I wanted to make a couple $100,000 before I turned 30.
Yeah. What did you do with the money? Did you just go travel?
I did a bunch of different stuff. I fixed my teeth.
Yeah.
I bought a car. I actually bought 2 different cars. And then I traveled.
Yeah.
Mostly like just went on big trips. I did my first like couple trips to Thailand. I had some moves. I moved from where I moved
a lot
places.
Yeah.
Yeah, just that kind of shit.
That's fucking. I mean,
paid off some debt.
Just from the eggs alone, $15,000 to $20,000.
But it's not. You say just, but it's like each donation is a fucking process. Like I would have to go. Firstly, you have to inject yourself with hormones. So like you're doing injections. And this is after you cleared psychological testing, drug testing, genetic testing, and counseling. Right? They test you for all this stuff, and they dig through your.
Okay, so it is work. Like you're working for it.
Absolutely. Like you have to get some of the testing is just done once. Like you don't have to do a full genetic panel each time because it's the same. So like that kind of thing I only did once. And the psychological evaluation was just once for each agency that I worked for. But you're only legally allowed to donate like 4 times. And I switched agencies 3 times so that I could do it more.
Holy shit.
Yeah, because I'm a fucking scam artist. And then just act like I hope that they didn't catch it and no one ever caught it. So I did have to do the whole process 3 different times. But once you are cleared for all that, then you go to all these doctor's appointments and you're getting basically they are doing a vaginal ultrasound. So they shove a wand inside you.
Whoa.
Yeah, inside. It looks like a huge dildo. And it's like all this is happening with 4 or 5 people in the room. And you're like, great. It's super weird. It's like this was like a great precursor for porn because I stopped feeling self-conscious about my vagina a really long time ago because I donated my eggs so many times and I've had so many people in my fucking vagina.
So it was just easy for you to get OF.
Because it was like literally I was in startups for 3 months like 3 times a year. I would do these donations like as often as possible.
Yeah.
And so you do that and then you have to like inject yourself with hormones for a few weeks until you keep going back for these appointments to get the ultrasounds and they're watching the growth of the eggs and they're monitoring everything. And you go in at first it's like once a week and then it's every 3 days and then it's every other day and then it's every day until they are like, okay, you're ready. And you don't know when you're going to be ready, but when you're ready, they are like, you're going to surgery tomorrow. And then you have to do the trigger shot, which is an actual intermuscular shot, which hurts really bad. And then they put you to sleep and take the eggs out. But you're under anesthesia every time too. So like you're doing a lot of things to your body. Like it took me years, like, because I did those 9 donations pretty much over the course of 5 years. And it took me another like 3 years, I swear, to recover from all the hormones I put through my body.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah. Like I was a good 10 or 15 pounds heavier all like from the time I was like 25 to 34.
Well, I mean, you look good now for your age.
Thank you. I'm about to be 39.
Yeah, you look super good for 39.
Thank you. Yeah, well, I lost all that hormone weight.
Yeah.
Like it just took a little while to readjust after.
Lost all the hormone weight, started an OF, boom, boom.
Yeah, things definitely changed.
I know. I thought that's why I was like asking. Like, was it like crazy for like the first video that you did? Like, were you scared or nervous when you put it on?
I mean,
but since you were so comfortable already with like your vagina, like.
I also was a stripper when I was 18, and I also.
All right.
I also did camming like way back before. Camming was like I remember doing
the webcamming.
I did webcam shit when it was like
early 2010, like
2010.
2010.
Like I started in 2010 And I will never forget, I had this one guy. It was weird. Like you would go in and essentially be like in a chat room.
Yeah. So that was like your first introduction to this kind of
Yes.
thing.
Then it's totally different now. Like the way I do shit now is like I have like individual clients who are just like, I'll pay you to do a video call. And like they all deal with me through the internet. And I don't even need to use like a chat room or go on Chatterbait, for instance. But back then it was like you'd be in a room and you'd be like hanging around in your underwear and anyone who wants to see you can see you. But then like people would tip to go private.
Tip you in private, then you take them private. Yeah. I mean, we used to see that like I was 18 when we fucking looked at the webcam girls.
Right. And they're all just there and
Oh,
you can
shit.
kind of just look at them however you want until you pay private. Right. So that whole thing made me super uncomfortable because it's like you would have to be in your room in your
Lingerie,
underwear.
whatever.
I was always like in underwear or whatever. But you'd have to be there, like hanging out for like 3 hours just to get the interest to like get someone to take you private.
They had the chat then too, right? So they
Yes.
put in the chat block. Like we used to make like say my name.
Yeah, it was weird. And I remember that was my first taste of fetish actually, because I had this one particular client who always paid to watch me piss. Like he was like, I want to watch you urinate. And this was so old school. I would go in the bathroom with my whole laptop because I didn't have like a webcam
You
or
didn't
anything.
have like the little.
No, this is fucking 2010 and I was broke.
Yeah.
Like I had like an Asus laptop. It was like $400. It was bright green. It literally was like, it was like it did nothing.
Yeah.
But it had a camera.
It had the little
And
web
I would
camera.
go and I would pee and I would like aim the laptop at my
What the
vulva and just, yeah. And I didn't make enough money doing that shit.
No.
And then I quit doing it. But I'll tell you, when I was doing the webcam, I told anybody who would listen to me, like anyone who was willing to hear, they'd be like, oh, what are you going to do tonight? And I'd be like, oh, I'm going to go pee on camera. Like
for money, no big deal.
Yeah. I really was super proud of myself. So that was that. And then I stopped doing it. And then I got into OF like it was like 12 years later that I got into the OnlyFans. And so no, I wasn't nervous because I felt like, oh my gosh, I'm so protected.
Yeah.
Like OnlyFans is like, they pay a subscription fee just to get on my website, like just to get on my page. And then they have to pay me more money if they want something else. So if like if I make a video, for instance, of me like masturbating in nylons or something, whatever, and then I'm like, and I send it out to them all, it's locked. Like you have to pay the $8 to unlock it to get it. So it never freaked me out. I was just like, oh my gosh, this is the greatest invention of all time. I wish I thought of it myself.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I don't know. It's just like crazy how that shit came out because it didn't come out until like what 2019, I think.
I think that OnlyFans is older than we believe. Like I think it's been around longer. I just think that it became popular in 2020.
I think was it 2020?
Well, I had never heard
'cause-
of it until the pandemic.
Yeah, because then you had all the thirst trap girls on Instagram, and I would go like, "Oh, check it out," and then I'd see their shit, and then I just get curious and be like, "Okay, let me go look at this."
Yeah,
and that's why I saw OnlyFans, and I was like, "What the?" And so I had a subscription.
Yes,
and I had a couple girls I like to watch.
Did you pay for their pages?
I paid 2 of them for their pages.
And what was the most you paid?
Like $4.
Okay, so
like
my page is
$4 fucking dollars.
My page is $10.
Yeah. Like that's high end. Like you're a high end OnlyFans.
Honestly,
I would not pay fucking $10.
I honestly think about making it $25 and just putting all my videos on there, but I don't know.
I mean, $10 though already, and like to me that's a lot. Like I can just go to Pornhub.
Well, you're going to get like a like full nudity and stuff for the $10.
Yeah, but I'm like, what the fuck's that going to do for me? Like I don't know. That just doesn't do anything for me. You know,
you don't have to argue with me. I personally wouldn't necessarily pay for someone's OnlyFans either. Like I find it. I'm like super grateful that I have it and that I'm able to get paid through it. But I do find it really interesting that people pay for it. But at the same time, I also don't find it that interesting because I do interact with my fans, right? And I respond to all their messages and I respond to their Instagrams and stuff. And I think what it is like these people are watching. They're watching me on Instagram. They're watching me on TikTok. They, in their minds, like to me and you know me.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm famous.
No.
And I don't feel anything like that. But I think in their minds a little bit, it is like that. Like they're like, oh, this person is like they're getting a direct interaction with me. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Like they're seeing them on the screen and now they're talking to you.
Yes, which I will say, like, and if anyone who subscribes to my OnlyFans is listening and they're like, this bitch doesn't write back every day, because I'm actually writing back myself.
Yeah.
I know there's so many women on OnlyFans who pay men to write for them. Like they don't actually do their own DMs at all. But I do mine.
Fucking A.
Yeah.
Would you pay someone to do your DMs?
Well, it's tough because I feel like how are they going to embody me?
Yeah.
Like how are you going to represent me? I probably should.
Yeah.
I probably should.
I mean, just on my standpoint, right? Because when I was with my ex, we tried doing OnlyFans and she got 100 subscribers real quick, like super fucking quick.
Mhm.
And then I was responding to the messages.
Right.
It was like dick shaming. So I was like shaming dicks, and it was just me.
Right.
So you don't know who you're talking to, honestly, sometimes.
Well, that's the whole thing. I think at this point, OnlyFans has really become
It's a
like-
culture thing now, like here in America, because a lot of women are doing it because they can make a shit ton of money and people are willing to pay.
yes. But also, like in the weirdest way, it's like everybody knows in the back of their mind they're probably talking to some like
Yeah.
guy with a beard who's sitting around drinking beer, responding for these women. Like, I don't know. It's really interesting to me because you just watch the evolution of anything, and OnlyFans is a great example. Like that it's becoming that where it's just like a bunch of fucking dudes doing the responding.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, they're just managing the accounts because they can see the money that they can make, like-
right. No, it's cool. I haven't even signed into my OnlyFans in 2 days. Like I'm a dick and I need to be better about it.
Yeah. Capitalism at the fucking finest right there.
Yeah.
What kind of guys would you bring? Like,
What do
type?
you mean?
Like, what type of guys like that you would do like when you're first filming? Because I know you didn't get a fetish thing first. Like,
Oh yeah, yeah.
you brought like how many?
So when I first started filming with other people, it was always with I went very hard on the like stepmom vibe of things. Like
Okay.
I fucked guys. I started doing OnlyFans when I was 35.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was sleeping with like 21 or 2-year-olds.
Okay. Is there a reason why like the 21, 22-year-old just because they were?
Well, I was surprised. So when I first started being a thirst trap in
Yeah.
general, like, because
That's totally what it is.
all this shit was new to me. Like I was doing art on the internet and had a ton of people watching, and I was like, wow, this is so cool. All these people are interested in me. And I do believe it was because they're like, oh, she's hot, I'm gonna watch. Or it was kids that were like, teach me how to do that. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna filter into the only the she's hot. But I realized really quickly that I had 2 age groups watching me.
And what groups are those?
Young men.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of young military men specifically were watching. And then I had a group of older, like Trump supporting like white dudes. Like this was my who I was attracting. And I was like, wow, this is really interesting. So I definitely went for the MILF vibe as much as I could. Because
Yeah.
I was like, well, this is really fun for me.
Every guy likes a MILF too.
Yeah. And I was like, I'm a full 13 years older than these kids, most of them. So I was like, fuck it, whatever. So I was sleeping with guys that were a lot younger and making a big deal about it online and being like, oh my God, I have a date with this really young guy.
Yeah. Just some like Navy,
just like a Navy or Marine or whoever.
oh,
Like,
no way.
well, 'cause they're all here,
Yeah, the
so.
picking's fucking pretty easy out here.
yeah. So I was just like,
What was your favorite? Like, did you fuck any pilots or like?
the V pilot, actually, he's in my computer. All of the files are called the pilot. He was in the majority of my good videos, like any of the scripted videos I did, because a lot of them were just POV. What I would do is I'd hand them a camera and I'd be like on my knees in front of them, and I'd be like, when did we meet? And they'd be like, an hour ago. And they'd be like, tell me about it. And you're like, you met me on Hinge and you told me you wanted to make porno with me, and now I'm here.
Would you like make them wear their uniforms sometimes?
Only the pilot. Only the pilot wore his uniform over.
Are you fucking serious? He didn't show his face, did he?
Never. No. In fact, he
Did any of the guys show their faces?
not really. No.
No.
Like a couple. I think in all my porns that I made, which is like 60 or 70, I think I probably got like 3 people to show their face. 4 maybe.
Really?
Yeah. There's
Are they just
that.
not comfortable like showing their face?
this one. It was 5 people tops.
5. And
Most people were like, I'd rather be anonymous.
yeah. And were they in the Navy? Huh?
One of them was.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
I don't know
was
if he
he?
was Navy or not, but he was in the military. I feel like he was Marine.
Well,
We did.
let me just ask you this: who do you think's better, Marines or the sailors?
I'm a Navy SEAL girl.
Oh, those guys bang. Those guys.
I like
fuck.
the SEALs personally.
Dude, those guys, they're fucking nuts,
That-
man.
Like if you're special forces,
Oh, dude, yep.
I'm super into that.
Of course you are.
I'm very into
Every
that.
single girl I ever met, like, Navy SEAL,
Okay,
I'm
but
sucking that dude's dick tonight. Like, those guys get so much fucking pussy.
I mean, there's something about it though. It's a powerful thing.
Like, how? Why? What do you find so attractive about it? Because like I mean, I'm telling you, as a military member, like 85% of the military is mostly like mechanics, you know, logistics and all this other stuff, and then you have the 15% that are like doing badass shit.
right. No, I get that. And I think it's like that. It's like we know they're doing badass shit. Like
Yeah.
if you're a Navy SEAL, you're not just like a fucking cook. You're not like, you know, just like stuck in the computer room like typing away all day.
Yeah.
I don't know. From my experience, like I was like, I really like the pilots that any kind of pilot, helicopter, whatever, fighter jet, whatever. If you're piloting something, to me that was hot. And then the special forces type stuff was always really hot. But it really wasn't even about like the job title. It was more about like the type of guy I found.
Like the endurance. I bet a SEAL goes ape shit.
You know, the SEALs I did meet, they were in much better shape than any of the
yeah,
like they were in really good
Their
shape.
conditioning must have been insane. What was it?
Yeah.
How long did they last? Like an hour, 2 hours?
I mean, one of
like
them,
fucking probably nuts, like throwing you around.
I called this guy Swingy Dick, and
Swingy Dick.
Everyone gets a nickname. So Swingy Dick and I'm not even kidding you. The first time I met this man, I'm pretty sure I had sex with him for like 14 hours.
Fucking
like
Christ.
I fed him 5 times.
You fed and just kept going?
Like he came, we went for one drink at like 3 p.m. on a Sunday. He left here sometime Monday afternoon. Like we came back here around 5 and we stayed up until 6 or 7 in the morning having sex. And I fed him 4 meals the night that we were hooking up, including like all into the morning or whatever. And then we slept it off. Then we had sex in the morning. Then I fed him breakfast and then he left at like 2.
What a lucky fucking dude, bro.
He ate all the food in my house.
He ate all the fuck. Wait a minute. Damn Navy SEALs.
I mean, he fucked the shit out of
Stealing
me.
all- I bet he fucking
and then
did.
ate all the food in my house. I mean, I didn't mind. I was like, but I mean, we just like watched Rick and Morty and had sex for like hours.
Was it good?
It was so good. I got a bunch of videos from him.
No
actually.
shit.
Yeah, it was
And like he was like, oh, I'm down.
He was cool. Yeah, in fact, because he could do the helicopter with his dick. Like when it was soft, he had such a big soft dick that he could swing it around like a
Yeah.
helicopter.
Wait a minute. Some guys can't do that.
A lot of guys can't do that.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh,
Or if they can, it's not impressive because their dick is so small. But
Really?
this guy's dick was like, you know, a good 5 inches soft. So like it was flopping all
Holy
over. And
shit.
it looked like a helicopter. And I was like, yes, do it again. I was like, really, the videos, you can see how happy I am in these videos. I'm literally joyful.
does that turn you on? Is when a guy does a helicopter?
If you can do the helicopter, well, okay, first of all, this man, again, this is a Navy SEAL doing the helicopter.
Yeah.
So the body that's doing the helicopter was like,
fucking just on
it was
point.
like Ken on steroids, right?
Holy
You're just
shit,
like,
yeah.
oh my God. And he was so hot. He was also like hairless and just hot. He was hot. He was fun.
Wow, you're really
Yeah,
thinking about him right
And
now.
then, well, I kind of, and then, so that happened. And then he left and he went on deployment and he came back and hit me up and was like, hey, do you want to see each other? I'm back. And I'm like, okay. And he came over and I was like, how long have you been back? He's like, 35 minutes. I was like, damn.
He just got off the
Am
fucking
I the
plane.
first fucking person? I was like, did you really just come right back here? I'm like, it was a huge compliment for me because
He's
I
just
had
in the
been,
airport, like, all right, who could I? Oh, yep. I'm
well,
texting her.
I had been thinking about him for months at this point. You know, like our encounter was so hot and then we just like didn't see each other again
Wow.
because he went off on a deployment and I was like, whatever. And I was the first person he texted, but it wasn't the same the second time.
Why?
It just wasn't. I don't know. I don't know if it was because, do you know, like hangover sex is so good.
Yeah.
I was,
Oh, fucking
I
love
was like a
hangover
little
sex. I
hungover
fucking love hangover sex.
the day we met. Like I was like laying on my couch, kind of hungover, and he slid into my DMs on Instagram and was like, "Hey, I'm out of likes on on Tinder right now, and I saw you, and I followed the link to your Instagram, and I'm DM." Like that's how we met. And I was like, "All right, fuck it." I was like, I'm kind of hungover. He's like, "Just come have a drink," and then we had 14-hour sex.
14 hours of just a marathon of sex.
Yeah,
That's fucking
it was
crazy.
amazing.
That's fucking awesome, though.
I should have burned my couch after that one.
Yeah. Oh, really? Like
Yeah.
it was that long? It was just banging you all over the floors and
Just on the couch,
just
all
on the
over my
couch?
couch. Yeah, I think we moved my room for like 5 minutes. So I was like, no.
No, fuck that. Like I want to be thrown around by your muscly helicopter dick.
Yeah,
That is, wow.
it was good.
I can't believe some guys can't do that.
Have the helicopter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can do the fucking helicopter.
Okay.
Like now I'm impressed with myself.
The helicopter's it's a fan favorite.
It's a fucking fan favorite, really.
I mean, well, so that man let me take a video of his helicopter dick, and his face isn't in the video or anything. And I sent it to basically every woman that I know, and everyone had the same reaction. Like that is magnificent. You lucky bitch. Because it was, again, like this like gorgeous sculpted man with like those like
Fucking yeah, the
fucking
V.
He had that
V.
hot,
Yeah.
like gay dudes call it like the cum gutters. He had the best cum gutters I ever saw, and he was swinging his dick around, and he was tanned and like kind of had like blonde leg hair. He was so fucking hot.
Fucking nice, dude.
Yeah. Anyways,
What about the pilots though? Were like any good pilots that you had?
the pilot was really amazing and just like super hot, and he had a huge dick, and he was like really like I think I'm gonna go with inexperienced.
Yeah.
You know, but very open-minded. Like he was like, I never want any money from you, and I just never want my face in it. I trust that like anything we ever did,
yeah, because I don't think he wants his like career kind of like ruined.
Right. But anything we ever made, any videos, I would send the video to him, and he would give me approval before I would post them in my OnlyFans. And he was such a good sport because I'd be like, okay, this time you're gonna be my patient, and like he'd come over and let me ace bandage up his tattoos, and like I have videos, and he's like, I don't know, doc. Is what can we do? And I'm like, well, the only way for me to find out your temperature is to suck your dick. Are you okay with that? And he's like, I guess so, doc. Like we'd fight, like I'd suck his dick, and then I'd be like, oh my God, I just thought of another way to check your temperature. I'm just lower myself onto you. And so I fuck him, and like all this happened. And I'm dressed like a whore doctor. You know, I have a stethoscope and everything. And
wow.
yeah. And a blood pressure cuff, which I put his hard dick in the blood pressure cuff, and he went soft. He was like, all right, I don't like that part. I was like, all right, got it. But we finished the video, and I like offer him a lollipop. It's actually one of my favorite videos, you guys. It's available for sale on my OnlyFans. It's called Dr. Blues. But he was like, you know, everything we did, it was so fun.
Yeah. He was just down for it.
We always had a really good time. So, but it was like clear we had a respect for each other, but it was not going to be more than that.
Well, that's the key too.
Right.
Like all that shit.
Yeah. And when it was like, he kind of informed me, I was like, hey, what are you doing? You want to make a video this week? And he was like, I think I'm seeing somebody. He's like, let me hold off for a little bit with you. And then I heard from him a couple weeks later, and he's like, yeah, so I have a girlfriend. And I was like, okay.
All right, bye.
And he was like, it's been so fun though. And I was like, of course, mad respect. And he's engaged now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Good for him.
And I wrote him a message and was like, hi, I'm happy for you. And he's like, thanks, man. It was really good to meet you.
Oh,
cool.
That's cool. Good experience for him.
Yeah.
He probably needed the confidence boost.
Honestly, like I think he was, you know, I don't think he'd ever had been with someone you could like have like a frank conversation with. Yeah. And I was like, hey, are there any like fantasies you want to act out or anything specific? Like whatever you want to do, like I'm down. Let's have some fun.
And like, was there any fantasies that he asked?
I mean, I don't remember exactly what he had asked for, but we did a doctor video, we did a stepmom video, we did a date night, like car head / hook up in public video. We did a bunch of stuff.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's fucking, oh my God.
I know.
Lucky dudes. Is he just going around like, yeah, just meet him on fucking Tinder and like, hey, come over, I'm gonna cook you food, then fuck you. Like, all right, dude, like shit, swipe right.
Well, it sounds easy, but at the same time, like if you're trying to meet people with intention of anything else, it's hard.
Yeah. Well, your intention is only to do what you want to do to make your money.
At that time it was. Whereas now my intention is to like maybe date for more and not to make porn. I mean, it would be really cool if I could meet someone who I could make porn with and date.
And date.
Yeah.
That's like the dream, dude.
That would be the perfect situation for me.
That would be, I mean, awesome for you. I would be happy for you.
I found it and then I ran away from it.
Yeah,
so.
Well, then that's your own damn fault.
Yeah, well, I didn't want to live in Thailand. So.
Oh, well, I mean, fuck.
You know?
I wouldn't mind going there.
It was fine, but it's like really far away.
Yeah, I feel you. Like halfway around the world.
Halfway around the fucking world.
Yeah.
My
basically.
parents are like, hey, bitch, come home.
Yeah, we want to see you.
Come on home. Well, I feel like this is a good intro. And we're gonna have so many more discussion episodes. I have a bunch of stuff I want to talk about.
Oh, I can't wait.
I'm excited.
I'm excited too.
So basically, we're just going to talk about sex on this podcast.
Sex, Navy, sex.
Okay.
Like, you know, what's it like?
In that order.
In that fucking order. You know?
Yeah, I like it.
I think it's going to be fucking great.
And if you guys have any like cool questions or stuff you want us to talk about, topic ideas,
yeah, please put us in our DMs and we'll talk about it.
Hit the DM.
We don't give a fuck.
So if you don't already follow me, I don't see how that's possible, but follow my Instagram. It's whitney.bluesx on Instagram. And I am Professor IYKYK on TikTok. Professor, if you know, you know.
And I'm Jack _MFD.
Oh,
You can't miss me.
MFD.
MFD, Jack_MFD.
Perfect. Or you can go to whitneyblues.com and that will bring
Oh,
you
go
to
there.
any of my
Go there.
bullshits.
All right,
Bye.
wait. I'll fucking see you tomorrow.
Okay, bye.
Bye.